In this video, I'll be showing you my top tips on the side chick that became queen and how you can use her move in business after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Studio 2069, the show. And I'd like to say, I'm Luscious Lucius and Lucius Lion, the two-headed dragon for LL Studios 2069 LLC. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I said earlier in this show, we're going to break it down to show you why got into position, and you kind of be surprised on how she really did this. Let's break it down. Now, we all know Charles, allegedly they said she is Charles' love of his life. I guess so much so that I guess he loved her more than he loved Diana, and we'll get deeper into that. Now, she been his side chick for so many years. She just became his wife 18 years ago, so before she became queen. So that's the long game. She been known as the other woman that broke up the marriage of the people princess known as Diana. God rest her soul. May she rest in peace. She is known as the people princess, and some now said that Camilla is not their queen, but Diana is the true ruler. I'm just putting it out there. This is what I'm hearing. This is what people are saying. Some don't consider her queen, but Diana. So each their own, I guess you could say. Now with that, because of the divorce, she's been attacked for her appearance. She's been attacked for her character. She's been dragged, pulled, everything you could think of because of what happened between Diana. What happened to Diana? Some say it wasn't for her. Diana probably be still alive. So much so that her son did an interview and said that his mother and his family is more like bulletproof than ever because of the ridicule, the analyze of the family being on the microscope and just being pulled and dragged and ripped apart. So he said his mom is like bulletproof, and she did an article saying that I'm paraphrasing, mostly it's like life goes on. You got to keep moving. Like, would you don't have people just tear you down and you don't just sit there? I guess they try to cancel her and she cancel everybody else. I really don't believe in that cancel culture bull crap. Really, my opinion, cancel culture is more like snowflake culture. I don't know. I'm from the old school. You got to have tough skin, especially when you've been around bigots. You better know how to throw them words, because if you can make a bigot get mad and want to fight you, then you're doing your job right. Then you realize who really is the snowflake. So I digress. Let's get back to the show. So like I said, she been attacked. She took on that storm. now that she took on that storm and played the long game, she is now the most senior female member of the royal family, aka the Queen. Now, allegedly, they said that she was the one that she was the one that kind of like how can I put this in a more delicate way? She kind of popped his Sunday cherry, if you know what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Yeah, and they met in their 20s, the early 20s, as some would claim. And she knew. Now, they met in the early 20s. Now, Charles was really head over heels, and she know this. But she still accepted a proposal from her first husband, Andrew. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Even though she knew that Charles was crazy for her, she still married the other guy.
Humiliation.
That's how Charles felt, because everybody knew that Charles was crazy about her. But Charles didn't go anywhere. I guess he wouldn't, or she wouldn't let him go. Her husband and Charles, aka Charles, aka Love Crazy, over her. They played polo together. They hang up in the same circles. And like I said, they hung out around the same circles. It got so bad. Like, think about this. Charles is the godfather to our firstborn son named Tom. Get that, ladies and gentlemen. She, I guess, convinced her husband, or her husband didn't see no harm that her and Charles, or maybe he didn't know, who knows, that convinced him, or he can ask her, whoever knows. But just think about that. Charles, the love of his life, asked, can you be the godfather of her son from another man? And I guess he accepted. Little known facts that people don't really talk about. But you won't believe what I got after this. And to then, hold on. Read this is sponsored by L Studios 2069 LLC, and we'll be back after this commercial break. Sponsored by L Studios 2069, the show. And as I said after before the commercial, do you know that Charles had made a bracelet for her that Diana found? and almost called off the wedding 2 days. I think 2 days or a couple of days before the wedding. She almost called it off. And you can find this information from in the book Diana, her true story. And plus, Diana had to struggle with CC relationship. Get what I did? CC relationship during her marriage. You know, during her marriage, like I said, and CC was a problem for Diane. CC was maybe a nightmare, and it was so bad. They had secret recordings in 1989 that Charles expressed that he wished that he could be his side chick. How can I put this? This is very delicate, and this might be on YouTube. So I mean, when a woman have her, her moment, and she's have that moment during the month that use a female napkin, some might call it tam, and a pawn. Yeah, he rather be one of her tam and a pawn. Believe it, ladies. Believe these ladies are not that exactly what was in the secret recorder that was released years later, but this was in 1989. Now, mind you, he was still married to Diane.
Crazy.
Yeah. And he wanted to be her, you know what?
Crazy.
Huh. All I could say is she probably thought this was like, gotcha. But that, that just show you how much CC relationship was so intertwined that it caused so much stress for Diane. So she always been the other woman. And who knows, Charles probably was the other man in her marriage because she was married during this time. Believe it or not, that's something to think about. They both was married. Now, with this little brief history or flashback history or what we was talking about, let's get into the topic. What can we learn for her moves that we can use in business? With that little brief history, I just brought you up to speed. Now, before I do that, do this for us.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.
Thank you. And
Smash like.
Thank you. I hope you do. Now let's get into it. How can we use this? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how we can use this. And before I do that, see the banner across the screen. Check out for more detail, awesome content from LL Studio at the content studio at contentstudio.lstudios2069.com. So if you want to see some awesome outside the box content, go there. Now with that, how we can take this to the next level? Well, what we can learn from her is to know the room. Ladies and gentlemen, know the room. What I mean, know the room, she knew that he was all eyes on her. And she took full advantage of that. Took very much full advantage of it, that she just she knew she was kind of like, she's like, I know you ain't going nowhere, because she's
certified badass.
That's how she felt. She saw it in his eyes. So she read the room. She knew what position her position was. 2, she played the long game, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a key thing. Patient is a virtue. Some said that her friends allegedly said that she didn't see herself queen material, but that didn't put her out of play. What I mean about that didn't put her out of play, she didn't put herself out of play, meaning, yeah, she might, as some would say, she allegedly felt that she was queen material, but she didn't put herself out of play, meaning she kept herself in line, in sight of Charles, until I guess she felt that she was in a position that she could become, or felt that she was more entitled to be a queen. And she did whatever she had to make sure that she was still in position. So patient is another thing. So we got, she know the room. That's 1. She know the room. 2, she knew that patient was a virtue. She played the long game. And 3, the third thing we're going to break it down to, she kept herself out of sight, especially after the death of Diana. She knew the venom was toxic. She knew the fire on her, the crowd was looking for blood, and so she submerged. But she stayed with the well. She was she was unseen for many years out of the public eye, but she kept in close contact with Charles. So sometimes it's best to do things in the dark, special business wise, so you don't let the people who don't want to see you succeed, that you can succeed, because you gave yourself a fighting chance. And because she stayed out of the light, that gave her time to, I guess, rehabilitate her image, rehabilitate her name, and Charles to slowly bring her in once they thought it was a good moment to bring people, bring her back into the public eye to get accepted. But they knew that majority or half would not. But just to actually give herself a chance to do that, gave her a chance to be queen. So those are 3 things we could take. It's a lot more, but those are 3 things that I show you. She knew the room. She knew her position. She knew where she stood at. 2, she was patient, and she played the long game. 3, she operated out of sight, that she gave a chance, a fighting chance to win the deal. So tell me what y'all think. What y'all picked out of it, what y'all might see. Put it in the comment. We'll get back with you. With that, I leave you with this. It's funny to hear guys always talking about a woman body count, but they they are so concerned about woman body count. Should they be really more concerned about the body counts in a wallet? The dead body counts in a wallet? I mean, if they so concerned about woman body and less concerned about what they want to position themselves in life, what value you bring to the table? That's food for thought. Some might get mad. I don't give a damn. Worry about you before you try to worry about somebody else. Gentlemen. I'm Lucius Lion, Luscious Lucius, a two-headed dragon for LL Studios 2069. Like I said,
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you for
more awesome content, like and subscribe now. Smash like.
Because we are
Certified Badass.
Always and every day. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We out. Take care. Peace all over this crazy world. And we out.